Is anyone going through an existential crisis right now? I've been going through an existential crisis. But I feel like that's something pretty common for somebody who's in their 20s, but even 30s. Films have always been such a comforting, soothing medium for me that has brought so much introspection and recognizing that I am not the only person who is dealing with these things that are happening. So I figured I'd share some of the films that I think would aid you in your existential crisis. Mind you, some of these films are not like Hollywood films. Instead, they're more of international films. As Bong Joon-ho said in his acceptance speech at the Oscars for Parasite, if we open ourselves to watch more international films, the world is going to be so much more vast. Hi, I'm Isabel Chen. I'm one of the many people on the internet filming a little bit more about films, analysis. Feel free to subscribe and click the notification button so you can see whenever I upload. Let's get back into the films that I have to recommend. So the first film I'm going to recommend is 18 times 2 Beyond Youthful Days. In Chinese, it's called 18 er通往有你的地方. This is a 2024 film directed by Michihito Fuji. The story starts where Jimmy, who is a 36-year-old CEO, he gets fired from his video game company that he had built from the ground up. He goes back to his home in Tainan. In Taiwan, he reminisces back to when he was 18, working in Tainan, and he meets this woman named Ami who was traveling from Japan to Taiwan. First of all, I love that this movie spans across different places. Ami and Jimmy, at their age of 18, are thinking about what they want to do in life. Ami is a traveler. She's someone who has been going to different places before she stopped right into Tainan. They have a really introspective talk about what travel is. Whereas 18, you are scared of like, oh, what does it feel like to be in the adult world? If we're in the adult world, are we going to change who we are as people? Will we no longer have the childlike wonder that we have had or we still have? It is very relatable to many people who are in turning points of their life from 18 to 21. It was very relatable, and also recognizing that travel is not a way to find yourself, but it's just a way to really reflect on who you are as a person and how far you've come. I always talk about this film. If anyone were to ask me what's your favorite film, it is Us and Them or 后来的我们, a 2018 film directed by Renee Liu. This film starts where Xiao Xiao and Jianqing meet on a train to go to their hometown in China. This is one of the biggest festivities in China, Chinese New Year. They come to become really close friends. You get to know their internal motivations. What I love so much about this film is, first of all, the duality of the characters. Xiao Xiao is such a free spirit, but at the same time, Xiao Xiao is super determined to find herself in extravaganza and luxury, while Jianqing is just trying to find ways to survive. Their motivations in life start to meld slowly into one. You see how their relationship goes through each milestone in every Lunar New Year. I love this film so much because it's not just a film on companionship or relationships and romance. It's also about finding yourself in your 20s and 30s, recognizing that even though the person you are close with may not end up being your life partner, but they have brought you such a special place in your heart. Give my hands to Zhou Dongyu. She's my favorite actor, and the way she depicts this character, they do so well. I am just like being an invasive person, just looking within their relationship. And this was Renee Liu's directorial debut, which I am so proud of her. If anyone wants to get into Hollywood films that talk about existential crises, is categorized as coming of age, I have Dead Poet Society, directed by Peter Weir. An English teacher, which is played by Robin Williams, he enters into an all-boys preparatory school, and he's teaching a group of boys figuring out how they should approach English poetry. As we unpacked, poetry is not just the subject at hand. Instead, it is about understanding what it is that you want in your life, the emotional, innate desire of what truly sparks joy for you. This film has so many quotable moments that are super enlightening and also really motivational and inspiring. Sometimes when it comes to really figuring out who you are as a person and what you want to do, one of the closest people in your lives, your family, your friends, your perception of what your peers see of you, may come at the cost of them judging, perceiving, or stopping you from doing what you truly believe in and what you love. In every person that is watching this, they have something that they really do want to do, but due to societal implications or fear of being judged or perceived by other people, this may be inhibiting you from doing what you truly want to do, which is taking the first step to get to where you want to be. Someone asked me the question of, if you had one film to describe how it was being a 17-year-old, what would it be? Edge of 17, a 2016 film directed by Kelly Freeman Craig, would be my answer. The Edge of 17 starts with 17-year-old Nadine. Her dad passes away and she has to reckon with the loss of her father. At the same time, she finds out that her best friend is with her boyfriend romantically. She feels betrayed, so she starts to self-sabotage. There's one scene in the film, Nadine says something, and I was like, that came out of my mouth. I definitely had said that. You get to see Nadine feeling lost, frustrated, and angry about what happened with her circumstances. I think when some people watch this movie, they're like, why is she so insufferable as a character? Which I disagree. People may not have been in the shoes of someone who has felt like they did not belong and felt like they were abandoned. I think we tend to be really nostalgic as we grow older. I really love how Nadine does not sugarcoat the frustrations of being a teenager, and also when you feel like you don't know what it's like when life feels just out of place. Haley Steinfeld did so good. I loved Hayden Zito in this. There are a lot of comedic moments to laugh at, but also heartwarming moments to make you feel like, wow, I'm not alone. For Edge of 17, we're proceeding into, I would call it a sequel. It is a comedy drama film, My Old Ass, directed by Megan Park. This one is such a funny movie, can be really gut-wrenching too. My Old Ass starts with 18-year-old Elliot decides to go on a mushroom trip. During their trip, they meet their 39-year-old self, played by Aubrey Plaza. As she shockingly meets her, she sits her down and says, hey, you know what? Like, since you're 39 years old, tell me what are the things that I should avoid so then I don't have to make those mistakes, because you've lived through it, you've already had the blueprint for it, and I am still trying to pave that path in the moment. One scene that really struck to me was when they were saying, you know, sometimes you'll look at this moment and then you won't have that moment again. You may try to recreate it, but that doesn't mean that it's still gonna be the same thing. The biggest takeaway for me in the film is a reminder that things are going to change. The moments that you have with yourself, the age that you are, this place that you are at, these will all be different as you grow older. And you will find yourself missing those moments that you live. Even though it's frustrating, even though it's grueling that we don't know what the future is to be, but if we can try our best to be more in the present moment, maybe that could be better. Last film that I would say hits the ballpark, The Sound of Metal, directed by Darius Marder. This is a 2019 film that I believe won the Oscars for Best Sound. Ruben is a drummer. He's distraught when he finds out that he's slowly losing his hearing. He grapples with the loss of his own identity as a drummer, and he has to go and figure out his own presence and existence as he no longer has the hearing he once had. If you want a film that can change the way that you perceive your senses, this film does exactly just that. I have never seen a film that has changed the way that I looked into the world. I won't spoil it at this moment, but there is a golden nugget that will suddenly make you go like, wait, what did I spend my whole life thinking about? This film hits so close to home for me because it really depicts the meaning of what happens when an identity that you have strung onto for so long does not serve you anymore in the way that you thought it would. How do you come to reckon with that and understand and eventually realize that it is okay that you go through different paths and different ways to still exist as a human being, not worried about the identity that you once focused and built on? Give this to Riz Ahmed, phenomenal actor in this film, so amazing. Like I could give all the accolades for this film. I think it's also something really important for those who are going through an existential crisis. Maybe there's an identity that you have been super strong and have held onto, but it is okay for that to change. It is okay for that to mold. That doesn't mean that you are no longer this identity. It's just that you've grown to figure out that there are other ways to also define who you are as a person. These are all of my films that I have for you. If you have the time to also sit down and watch one of these films, I would highly recommend it. As we grow older, social media and everything, our attention span has really shot down, but really to take the time to watch a movie for yourself, just a reminder, if you want to figure out and pour through mediums like film to find out some kind of answer or some form of discovery for yourself, I definitely think these films will aid you in your journey. Sending you tons of love, and I will see you for the next.